Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we are entering day 4, so let's create a day 4 folder over here, new folder, then day 04. Inside day 04, let's create a new file called index.html and press enter. And by now we know that we must have the HTML declarations, and yes, use the shortcut shift number 1 to type out the exclamation point, then press tab to finish. So today we are looking at tables. So the title of our page will be called tables, and we can have a centered heading in our page, a H1 that says HTML tables. Okay, right, so let's say something about tables in a paragraph. Okay, so HTML tables allow us to arrange data into rows and columns. They are commonly used to display tabular data like product listings, customer details, financial reports, etc. So a table is simple. It's just sure you've had a timetable, so you can see how you've split the timetable into rows and columns. So that's simply what a table is. So we create a table using a tag called table. So we create a table using the tag name table. So that's very easy to remember. Inside the table tag, inside the table element, because it's the full one, so both of them make the element, one is the tag. So inside the table element we define the table rows with the tag name tr. So that's also easy to remember because it's just tr, meaning table. Then for each column we use the tag td, meaning table data. Okay, so td is each cell of a table. So in each row we have several columns, and each part of the column in a single row is called a cell. So that cell is what is defined using td, meaning table data. Okay, so a table usually has a heading. So the first column of a table usually is the heading. Like for example, in a school timetable, the first headings for the columns are usually the days of the week. So same here, we can use another tag here to define that part of the table. So we can also create the heading column of a table using the tag name th, meaning table head. Okay, so let's first see this in action by creating a table here. So we're going to first give it a heading, like a H3. Let's say agri choice. Then we define our table. So table. Then we first make a row. So it doesn't matter if it's the first row. We just use the row tag. So tr. Then first here we make the table heads. We have product. Then we have cost. Then we have quantity. Then we have contact person. Okay, so that will be our head there. So first of all, you can see how that looks. So this is our table, refresh. So we have this. So it doesn't look much like a table, so we can do something about that by adding an attribute here called border and setting its value to 1. So the size of the border will be 1. So the size of the thickness of these lines. So if you add more, like 5, you can see that the thickness increases. So we don't want that, we just want 1, which is okay. Then now from here, we write the data. So here we will, obviously will be all products, the cost, the quantities, the contact person. Okay, so below here, outside of the tr, so that's our first row, which is this one from here to here. So we need the second row, which must have the same number of table data items. So tr again. Then now our first product will be under td, table data. So our first product is maize. Then our first cost is 80 per kg td, and our first quantity is 40, and our first contact person is 254,729,225. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Refresh. Yeah, so that's our first row there. Okay, we can add some more just for practice. So below here, make a new table row. Then we add the table data. So we have beans as our second item. Yes, and its other pertaining data is the cost. So this is 80, or you can put something different like 50 per kg. The quantity is like 20, and the contact person is 254,781,123,321. Okay, that's our second. You can see how the table is coming up, and you can add one last one. TD blue carrots, TD 40 per kg, the amount quantity 70, and then you can just copy the number. It's just for display purposes. So there we have a table with 3 rows and 4 columns. Usually a table cell just takes up the size of the largest input here, but we can change that with an attribute called width. Let's see, do width. So we can either put pixels or we can put percentage. So percentage will be the percentage of this screen. So if we put 80%, it will be somewhere here. So let's see, 80%. So it will take up 80% of the width, as you can see. So if you put 100, it will fill the whole part, like so. So it's better to put like 50. You don't want a very large table because it doesn't have very long inputs. Okay, so next we're going to look at something called a colspan or a rowspan. So naturally the table cell won't cross over to another column unless we explicitly tell it, or a row won't like this row or cell won't cross over to another row unless we explicitly tell it. So let's see how to do that. So beyond our table here, so we can write rowspans spanning multiple rows and columns. Okay, spanning multiple rows and columns. Okay, so spanning allows us to extend table rows and columns across multiple other rows, multiple rows and columns. So normally a table cell cannot pass over into the space below or above another table cell, but you can use the rowspan or colspan attributes to span multiple rows or columns in a table. So let's first create another table. Perhaps we can copy this one to save time. Okay, paste. So we have a table here which just looks the same as this table, but we can use colspan to extend. Okay, so here below, let's add another tr here, tr, then it's tds inside. We can have packed fruit, and then another td here, says 300 Kenya shillings. Okay, so now if we refresh that, it just looks like that without the attributes. It will just go there and the rest will be empty. So but we can do something about that. Here in this table data here, we write an attribute called colspan. So colspan, so we want to force packed fruit to span 2 columns, so we write that. And also for this colspan, we want it to span 2 columns. So let's see how what that does. So you can see packed fruit will take product and cost, and the other part for 300 Kenya shillings will take quantity and contact person part. Okay, let's add another one, demonstrate some more. tr td, so packed lemon, another td for the price 500 Kenya shillings. ed, you can say 20% off. So how does that look without the attributes? It looks like that. It just takes the default. But now we want colspan. We want this first of all to span 2 columns, then each of these 1 column. One column. So it looks like that. We're going to get 1 each. Okay, so let's see if we didn't put these. it will default to just that, because 1 is the default. So if whenever you need to put 1, there's no need because it's just the default. So but because we have 4, so the first one takes 2, then the other ones split between the 2 remaining, 1 each. Okay, so let's start with another example to understand how rowspan works. Okay, so we can have this. A new TR here to demonstrate the row span. So the row span will go up down while the col span goes sideways. So we can make first a row here with 3 or 4 columns. Let's try 3. So you can have mushrooms, it has a cost of say 600 KES and a discount of 30% off. Then below, so the one below must have a fewer cells than the top one, so that when we span the top one, it will go to where there's nothing on the lower one. So to do this one, can have 2, say mangoes ED, and they cost 500 KES. So now here we can row span this one, row span of 2. Let's see how that looks. So we can see mushrooms is the one that has 30, but it spans across. So you can use this to show that mushrooms and mangoes sort of have the same value here, and here looks empty. So we can also span this up to here with a Colspan. So you're not limited to using either, you can use both on the same part. So you can also Colspan 2. Then now we have that sort of thing there. Okay, so that's it for tables. See you on the next video. Bye bye.